Hey, how are you doing? I was just thinking about the fact that I have done art every single day for the past month. And what that means is that I have spent a month being creative, a month examining my world, and a month learning to express that. So what happens when you spend a month doing art every day? Well, first of all, you might ask yourself, well, what do you need to do art every single day? All you need is your handy dandy sketchbook and, to be honest, a pencil, maybe a pen, maybe something like a watercolor pen or watercolor brush, and some paint. Or you can use markers, crayons, I don't know, a burnt stick. It actually doesn't even matter what you use. And in fact, I think it's better if you're creative in what you use. If you find some things to create with and go from there, you can be as excited as Pocket is right now shooting this video. When you get into the habit of creating every day, you start to see the world differently. You start to see the detail. You start to hold yourself accountable. And what I mean by that is you set that goal to create something every day and you want to stick with it. Maybe in the past, sticking with something wasn't the easiest thing. Or maybe in the past, you criticized yourself so much that every time you created something, you had to play the blame game and say, it's not as good as this, it's not as good as that person's. What I found out more than anything else in doing art for a month is how much we grow and how much we change in a month. In a month, I have gone from trying to do landscapes a little bit differently to trying out some completely different minimalist type of art. I've delved into neurographic art. I've tried some abstract stuff. I have tried to expand my dexterity with my brush pen. And apart from that, I have really examined the world around me in a whole different way. In a lot of ways, when you're creative and when you examine your life, what you find out is that in short time, you look back on the person that you were before and you're kind of blown away by the changes that have happened. Sometimes the changes are big, sometimes the changes are small. Sometimes it's changes in ways that are indescribable. So, if you've been thinking about starting this process of doing something creative or doing art every day or keeping a sketchbook and working on it every day, I would say that what you need to do is decide if that is what you're going to do and then just do it. It doesn't have to be something that seems impossible. It doesn't have to be something that is stressful. All you need to do is open this thing up and look at that blank page and let creativity happen. All you have to do is put on glasses maybe so you can see the world clearly, and then start to see the world clearly and see your place in it and what that means. It means to be more mindful of the present moment. It means to understand that you have 24 hours in this whole day, and that gives you a lot of time to do a whole lot of things. Things that can either be important to you or that can completely waste your time. And wasted time, what we don't always realize, is wasted life. Like I've said before, we have bookends at either end, and that's our life, as long or as short. And what you do with it is what's important. What you do with each day is what's important. And what you do in the moment is what's important. Because right now is all that you've got. So if you've decided that this is the path for you, that creating matters to you, that examining your life is important to you, that you're not going to be afraid of that blank page, what you need to start with, maybe on that first step, is to look inside. Don't trust your eyes, because your eyes can deceive you. What I mean by that is the things that we think we see are not always what is actually there. And as someone who's trying to be more mindful, someone who's trying to get the most out of the moment, someone that is trying to examine their life and translate that into something creative, we need to see differently. We need to see inside and examine what is happening inside so we can actually see what is outside. And those things that are around us, we have to look with almost different eyes. We need to see the variation in color. We need to see the difference in hues and shadow. We need to see lines and shapes. We need to look at a tree and actually see the tree for the first time. We need to look at an apple and actually see that apple for the first time. What I found in this past month is that my eyes, they don't actually see any more than my elbow does. It's my brain that translates things and then projects it outward. And what I found by doing art every single day is that what I see and how I see it changes. Now, here's the thing, and if you've been with me for a while, you already know this. I haven't just been doing art for the past month. I have been doing art every day for quite some time. And here's the thing. The more you do art, the greater the growth. What you're doing by sticking to this sketchbook every day, or whatever it is that you're creating with, is you're setting yourself up to truly experience your life, to truly examine your life, to learn to grow, to learn to forgive, to learn to move on, to learn to cultivate compassion for yourself and for everything around you. And that's kind of magic, if you think about it. It's easy to be lulled by this monkey mind that lives on top of our shoulders, chattering away and telling us a whole lot of crazy things that we really don't need to listen to. You know, things that are saying, oh, well, you should be doing this instead of drawing or painting, or, you know, your art's not ever going to be as good as so-and-so, or, you know, this happened to me, so I can't do that. And all of it, I'm going to tell you and be blunt, it's all BS. You, just by being here, are very important. You, having existed at all, broke all the odds. So, if you have that opportunity, the question is, what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with this gift of a life that you've been given? And you might think to yourself, well, you know, I'm no spring chicken. It's too late. Well, you know what? That's BS too. That's that little chattering monkey mind sitting on top of your shoulders again. And sometimes you need to tame that monkey, by the way, and tell it just to chill out and to, you know, go eat some peanuts or a banana. Because you have life to live and things to create and things to do and things to see. So you might think that this sketchbook is just it's not a big deal. But in reality, it is a huge deal. This is magic. And you are magical. And what you're going to create with that is going to blow your socks off. Pocket agrees. The things that we can do in this life are limitless. Think about what individual human beings have done. Now think about what groups of individuals have done, and think about what people banding together for a common purpose have done. Now here's the thing, when more of us want to change our lives and change the way that we see the world, live a more integrated life, live a more engaged life, create a world of compassion and respect and love that grows from within us and then expands outward, the more of us that do that change everything. And do you think the world needs that? I think it does. So you can choose not to do art every day. You can choose to just keep on trucking. You can choose to sit on the couch and skim through social media and, troll other people and various other things that really the world doesn't need more of. What the world needs is you to pull up your socks, for you to calm your mind, for you to breathe in and to breathe out and to let go. It needs you to forgive. It needs you to create a world for yourself that is amazing. And I really believe that that starts in little small chunks with every single day doing something creative. And then seeing the magic that happens as a result of that. It's almost like being a mad scientist and you're ending up with this amazing creation. But the thing is that creation is an aspect of you. It's the things that dwell inside of you and that can come forth in this amazing and beautiful way. Of course, you can do the opposite. And that's a sad thing to think about, actually. The potential that we all have is limitless. It starts right now. It starts today. Set yourself a goal. If you need to, set yourself a reminder and sit down every day. And even if all you do is swirl around some color on the page with your paintbrush, call that a success. Because guess what? It's coming from within. And the more color you throw down, the more lines that you draw, the more shapes that you create, the more things that you see, the more worlds that you live in, the better you're gonna be. Thanks a lot.